Hey guys, ProPlayer9217 here, and I'm going to do a quick pump frequently asked questions video. That I see a lot of questions asked on forums, on Facebook, and then especially the field from just not, what's what I'm looking for, advanced pump players, but from a lot of new pump players. And I just want to, I don't know if this video has been done before or not, but I guess I'll just go ahead and put it out anyway, just to answer a couple questions, the most commonly asked questions, and the ones that I can answer without having to go into great detail. So first question, and probably the main one, is how do you adjust the velocity in a pump? Easy question. On most pumps it'll be in the back. It's called an IVG, and this is a half block pump, so it's a little easier to get to. I don't have a full block pump, just my T2, but in a normal cocker you'll have what's called a back block, and then your cocking rod, and then of course your bolt pin and bolt. What I do, and you can do it differently, some people will take out their bolt and everything like that. I just leave it in, and I take out the cocking rod, and, but if I have if there's a thing called a beaver tail on it, I take out everything just because it's kind of annoying. But if you don't have a beaver tail, then the easiest way to do it is just take out your cocking rod, and I think it's an 1/8 inch Allen key, I believe. Don't quote me on that, I'm probably completely wrong, but you just stick it right in there. I don't know if you can see or not, but this is just the back cap. If you take this off, there's also another part in there that takes an Allen key, and then I believe if you turn it right, it goes up, the velocity goes up, and if you turn it left, it goes down. And that's how you adjust the velocity in a pump. And then you just put your your cocking rod back in, and you adjust it to what your field requires. And let's see, sweet spotting a reg. This is fairly simple if you know how to, or if you know a little bit about paintball. The easiest way I've done it, this is the way I do it. There's a couple different ways I've heard it done, but the easiest way I do it is I set the IVG to flush with the body of the gun, and then I adjust the reg. I set the reg at 0 and keep turning it up until you've gone to a point where you're going, it's like 250, 260, 270, 260, 250, it starts going down, stuff like that. Once you've reached that peak of 270 or whatever it peaks at, then that's when you've hit the sweet spot, and then you just adjust it the rest of the way through the IVG. That's the best way I've done it, and my pumps have always shot plus or minus 2 or 3 over the chronograph. There's all kinds of different ways you can do it. I believe CCM markers their regs sweet spot at around between 300 and 350 psi. The easiest way to do it, I guess, would be just to set your reg at 300 psi and then adjust with your IVG, and that's a pretty simple way to do it if you don't want to spend a long time sweet spotting it. Let's see, difference between the Detents and a pump and the Detents and an electro, and that's why I have my shocker out. You're probably wondering why it was out, but the difference between the Detents is in a gun and an electro, basically it keeps the balls from rolling out of the barrel. In a pump, it keeps them from it keeps it from double feeding, because the detent, my detent is about right here on my pump, so it's not gonna, once I open up my breech, once I pump it, the ball's gonna roll and it's gonna go past it. It is to prevent double feeds, which leads me into my next question: why do you need a small bore barrel? Because if you put, this is my Freak barrel with a 684 insert in it. If you have a big bore barrel, it's just going to roll right out. I'll show you. Maybe. Yeah, well, the paint's a little bigger than what it usually is, but usually 684 and below will roll right on out, or and above will roll right on out. I'll just show you real quick, I guess. I'll check my insert out. See, it just rolls right out. So you want a small bore barrel for pump. This is a 679, and as you can see, you kind of have to force it in. I don't really want to, maybe. I got stuck. I'll have to put a squeegee in there, or a swab. But yeah, you want a tight bore barrel for pump, so you don't get rollouts. That is, and another reason why you need a small bore barrel is because I'll kind of explain it a little more in depth with, I guess, the detents in the barrel. Once you stick the, once the ball goes in, you pump it forward and the ball goes in. It doesn't use the bolt to shoot the ball out. It uses the air. Really, the only thing a bolt does in a pump is push the ball forward into the barrel. The bolt uses the air, just air from your gun, and it shoots the ball out, which is why there is. Okay, maybe let's see here. And I just lost my bolt pen. And oh crap! It went all the way down there. Well, I guess I'll be fishing that out. Okay. Let's see, here is the hole for the air, and I hope you guys are getting this. The bolt is not like normal electro bolts. I would take my shocker bolt out, but it's the pain in the butt. So I guess that kind of leads into my next question as well. When you put your bolt in, you want it to face down. You want the hole to this is the bolt pen hole. This is for the T2, like a half block pump. In normal bolts, it'll be on the side. This, you want the hole on the bottom. I'll get my bolt pen later, but you want it on the bottom. If you don't, then you're gonna have major issues with your gun because it won't shoot right. At the field Saturday, this kid brought a trilogy into the chronograph area, and it would not shoot at all. And we looked at it, and at first they thought he had cross-threaded his tank, but after a quick inspection, it was just coming out of the bonnet. So all I did was push the tank back in and then tighten the bonnet screws, and it fixed it. He has bolt upside down, so no air was getting into his bolt to shoot out. So you want to make sure that when you put your bolt in an autococker, the hole is facing down. Otherwise, it won't shoot. Let's see some more questions I can answer. Best barrel for a pump, I guess my favorite is the Lurker Eigen barrel. I don't have it with me today because it's at a friend's house, but the Lurker Eigen barrel, they're $30. They make it in 678 and 684. I've used the 678 on every single one of my guns, even my electros, and I haven't had a single problem. If your paint is super big where you're at, I'd recommend getting the 684 for electro, but for pump, 678 is the way to go. It really 680 and under is the best for a pump. This is 679, and of course this is my 684 for my shocker. I was chopping paint like crazy with my shocker on Saturday, so I switched it from 678 to 684. Let's see, I already did that. Let me see, what pump should I get? If you're a beginner, I wouldn't say, jump the gun and buy a $600 pump like I did. I would start with a trilogy pump. Some people will say Phantom, some will say, Pro Stocks. I say a trilogy because, you can get them for like $80 if you really look, and they're reliable and they're good. The pump stroke isn't going to be super smooth like my CCM. And oh, you know what? My help had my cocking rod in. Yeah, or not my cocking rod, my bolt pen. It won't be super smooth like my CCM pump kit, but it'll be good for a beginner. And then if you find that you really like pump, then you can upgrade to a CCM, which, the cheapest CCM, if you buy used, you're gonna look anywhere between $400 and $600 used for like a CCM S6 or T2 or S6.5. New, you're looking at around $700 to $850, maybe a little more, depends on what you get. I really got the cheapest one I could get. I just got dust with polished colors, and I got one sizer, which was stupid. I'll tell you right now, if you're gonna get a CCM, spend the extra money and get a barrel kit because it will shoot a lot better when you have paint to bore match. I was an idiot and wanted to be cheaper, and I didn't get the whole barrel kit, and it was like $60 more if I would have got the whole barrel kit than just one sizer. So I definitely recommend getting the CCM barrel kit when you buy CCM. Best pump kit is another question I get a lot. The Sanchez machine kits are nice, but I honestly prefer the CCM pump kits. You can get, I think it's called the Econ or Economy kit on eBay. If you just type in like CCM or whatever, you can find it for like, I think it's like $60. And then there's I can't remember the name for the life of me, the better one that's the dual rods, or not the dual rods, got more pump arms on it or whatever, pump rods, I don't even know what it's called, on it. It's like 80 bucks. It is worth the price. CCM pump kits are the best. This is the Easy Grip. They make the Easy T Grip, the Easy Grip, and then the normal, I can't even think of what it's called now. I guess I should have been a little more prepared, but this is seriously the best pump kit I've ever used. It fits I have small hands, so it fits my hands perfectly. If you have bigger hands, and I get the round one, I can't think of the name now, but if I can remember it, I'll put it in an annotation or something. Let's see. How do you maintain a gun, a pump? What I've done with mine, my T2 is a little more finicky, just because it's a little different than some pumps. But the easiest way to clean your pump or maintain your pump is just pull the bolt out and clean it, swab out your breech, and make sure your barrel's nice and clean. Otherwise, you're going to be shooting all over the place. And then put a drop or two of gun oil in it. You can put in the ASA, screw your tank in, and shoot a few times. I have found that works the best, and people will be honking in my on my street. I go a little more in depth with mine, just because I paid $600 for it. I want to maintain it well, so I take it completely apart. I took out everything except for the valve, and I clean it. Some people don't recommend that, but I like to keep because mine has the slot right there, because it's half block. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's half blocked, and if you get crap in there, your gun's gonna shoot like garbage. So I try to keep my slot clean and everything else clean inside of it. Let's see. I think this is the last question that I've seen on the forums is, how is pump cheaper? And actually, there's a thread on PB Nation right now with a bunch of good answers and a couple dumb responses from people that don't play pump. They're like, well, if you spend $600 on a pump, then how is it cheaper? Well, if you spend $600 on an electro, like I spent a good chunk of money on my shocker, nowhere near $600. But if you spend we'll say a Geo right now is like $600. Just as a quick example, you're going to be shooting like, we'll say 1 or 2 cases a month, if not more. Some people shoot 1 or 2 cases a week. If I play every weekend, like every Saturday in a month, I can make 1 case of paint last me a whole month. When I play electro, I go through a case, if not a case and a half, in a day. That's just 1 day of play. So if you play aggressive in pump, and you can try to control your shots a little more, you can go through maybe a bag a day, if that. If you're really careful. Some people don't even go through that. I've made 200 rounds last me a whole day before, and I just threw on my pocket hopper, and I didn't carry any pods with me in the field. I just filled up my 50 round hopper and played, and I got a couple eliminations a game, but I was mainly moving up and calling out positions, and then shooting people that I knew I could hit. And that's the way it's cheaper. You only shoot a bag. If you're really good, you only shoot a bag a week. Some people, if you play stock class, then it's even cheaper. So that's pretty much the pump frequently asked questions that I get. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask. I'm pretty knowledgeable with autococker based pumps. Phantoms and like Nelsons and it's like brass, I'm not too familiar with, but autococker based pumps I'm pretty knowledgeable with. I've played pump for 3 years, so if you have any questions, or if I forgot any, just holler, and I can either annotate it, or I can just put it in the comments and whatever. So but yeah, that's it, and thanks for watching, guys.